I'm also lactose intolerant, so I have to take like Lactate every time I eat dairy. Lactate sponsor us. I've been obsessed with ube for a very long time. If you're not familiar with it, it is a purple yam that is from all over Southeast Asia. It's primarily found in Filipino food, but recently I've been seeing it everywhere outside of Filipino restaurants in places like Trader Joe's. So today we're gonna visit two places for two of my very favorite ube desserts. One is Chaaste Family Market, where they do an ube-custard-filled turon. The other one is a ube malted crunch ice cream from Wanderlust. And I think those two are really the best representation of ube and a sweet dessert. You know when something has become a full-blown trend, when it has successfully permeated the American mainstream palate, when you find it at Trader Joe's. Oh, here, okay. Ube pretzels, teeny tiny pretzels covered in ube yogurt candy coating. Oh, ube tea cookies. Oh, and ube jojos? Okay, these look pretty similar coating to this, but let's try both. Oh, ube ice cream. Purple yam flavored. Ube mochi pancake and waffle mix.
We might actually need a cart now.
No, this is what I do when I go to the store. I don't get a cart. I just walk around awkwardly, like holding as much as I can, and I fight getting a cart. There's no reason for it, but I fight it. Thank you. Got the cookies.
My name is Christian Esteban. I am the eldest brother from Chaaste Family Market. My mom made the blueprint of the store. She started the store in 1987. Filipino food's been around. We've always been around. We're only getting discovered now. But why ube? Ube is an islander thing. I wouldn't just say it's only Filipino. Like all the islanders from Hawaii is all about taro. Ube out in the Philippines is just like second nature talk to us. They have all kinds of ube. I'm talking about from rice cakes to like, they come in like little candy bars. It's ube everything out there. It's like ube heaven. When I think of desserts, besides all the other famous desserts we got, ube is probably the #1 for me. I love ube because ube is like the gateway to us. You know, ube is the gateway to like all the other food, you know, and all the other great desserts.
When I met Abraham, my fiance, and I already have a passion for cooking too. So I remember one day I just said, you know, can I just try working at your store? And then he was a little reluctant because, you know, like when you're in a couple, you shouldn't like work in the store. Like you shouldn't work together sometimes. But, and then it was funny too, because I remember his mom, she's like, what? She's white. You can't be white and work in a Filipino store. And then, but then they taught me how to do the turon. And then like, I guess I kind of proved myself, I hope.
All right, come on in.
Great. Yay.
This is where the magic happens.
Wait, I've been coming here for years, so it's so cool. No, I've never been in the kitchen, so it's so cool to actually be back here, and it smells so good.
I can't tell all my secrets, but I just put egg. I just put the egg yolks first. Then we add we actually use pure cane sugar here, so that's why our turon tastes so bomb. We put the pure cane sugar, and then we put a little starch to make it stick together. And you just kind of mix it all around. And then we tancha here, which means like we kind of pour. So instead of measuring meat, yeah, but he can explain it better.
Tancha in the Filipino culture is like Filipinos don't really use like measuring cups.
Yeah.
They just like feel it and be like, oh, that's what it is.
We kind of just go based on the color.
Some people ask us like, oh, why is your food so great? I said, it's made out of love. They're like, oh, it's not really, it's made out of love. My brother copies everything that my mom does that he went to culinary school, but she talks to the food.
I'm gonna just put it on this table here.
Yeah.
So the sugar that you see on the outside is not like a glaze, like everyone thinks it's a glaze. It's actually the sugar that comes out in the process of cooking it from the banana and the sugar. That's actually what makes that delicious looking glaze that you see at the top there.
If you've never had turon, They're like these amazing sweet egg rolls. These are like my kryptonite. They're insane.
All right, so cheers. Bang.
It's so good.
So that never gets old with me, dude.
Growing up, whenever I had a birthday, my mom would buy me 2 birthday cakes. Really? She would buy me a vanilla or chocolate cake and then an ube cake. And the reason she would buy 2 cakes is because the kids at school would not want to touch the purple cake. They thought it was weird, and I always felt like my identity was wrapped up in these 2 cakes. I'm American, but at the same time, I'm not quite American like other Americans. I'm different. And so when my parents urged me to make a ube ice cream, I didn't want to make just an ube ice cream. I wanted to redefine it based on how I grew up. And so I took something so classically American, malted milk, and I decided to incorporate ube. I think this flavor is just a reflection of growing up with a different culture than just American. I am very much American, but more than that, I have the culture of my parents. I have the culture of the people I grew up with. I feel like Los Angeles is even a different culture than just American, and I feel like this brings everything together. And ube is such a delicate flavor that this is like one of our only ice cream flavors that doesn't have egg. This is probably the hardest flavor I've ever had to develop. Usually I get it like after like 3 or 4 tries. This one took several months of R&D for us to actually put it in the case. Fresh ube is not available stateside, and to be frank, it doesn't really have a flavor. I always ask my family, my elders, like, what does ube taste like in the Philippines? And they're like, honestly, it just tastes like any yam here stateside. It's slightly different. I'm like, but what does it have the flavor of ube as we know it? And from what I've learned from my elders, from Filipinos, all of that, the flavor that people most associate with ube when it comes to mind is from extract. So I have to use extract.
And that's the flavor that I'm recognizing as ube.
Yes.
It's because I've been tasting different dishes with ube extract in
Yes.
them. Okay, because the actual purple yam just tastes like a purple yam.
Exactly.
Got it.
And then we also have basically dehydrated malted milk powder, and it forms this kind of slab. And we break this into pieces, and it forms like a malted crunch. And we're going to add that once this starts to freeze up. But I think the malt is what really makes our ube ice cream unique. It gives it this weighty, almost like extra creamy, milky flavor. And it's everyone's favorite. I don't think it's just exclusive to Filipinos or Filipino Americans. They may recognize it and be more familiar with it, but I see by default, any child that walks in, they're walking out with a purple mustache, for sure.
What do you think of ube kind of going mainstream in places like Trader Joe's and restaurants that aren't Filipino restaurants kind of featuring ube now as an ingredient?
I'm actually very happy that this is happening, and I just wish this had happened when I was a kid, so I wouldn't get ostracized for my choice of birthday cake.
I know you have scoop shops all over the place now, which is so great, but would you ever share the recipe?
Yeah, it's actually in a cookbook that I just wrote that just came out. The World of Ice Cream has all of our recipes.
That's your 2 birthday cakes that you're talking about? Amazing.
2 birthday cakes. Yeah, and it gives the secret to ube milk punch.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The book is out now. Also, this one is closer to my color of my shirt, right? You see what I did there? It was on purpose.